The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now. Oh my God, what are you talking about? See, buddy, never knew the name like trash.com. The best of business. Say it for money. Everything from the CIA. Listen to Trash Talking Radio at trashtalkingradio.com. Billy Q is the premise of Democrat. Super guys like myself. So these gamblers down connect. I'm here to tell you about talking trash. The trash for today. It's the guy who got rid of it. It's the best around the best in town. I've hated the animals that after the world doesn't take to the world. If you go with cooking, let the trash talking radio. This is the Boy Lionel, and you're listening to Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday, 7:10 on TrashTalkingRadio.com. And remember this, Lionel tells you, it's got to be true. And when it's on the internet, it's got to be real. It's Trash Talking Radio every Tuesday from 7 to 10. I am the top of Bob, the king of swing, the international rock star, way above par, the host with the most. Mr. Tuesday Night, the vital idol. Classy my friend. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night, and I'm here alone right now. Sort of, kind of alone, but not exactly alone, but I'm alone. So what I'm going to do here is we're having problems getting Doug on, and I got to figure out what the issue is. So I started getting all kinds of feedback and all kinds of weird stuff going on there. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but I'm going to try something in the interest of having Doug back on, so you don't have to listen to me for the whole time. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, I'm going to start a new meeting. Copy the link. Like that. Okay, start the meeting. I'm going to go in the meeting. Alright, let's see what happens here. Alright, now I'm in the meeting. Now I'm going to send Doug the link. The link that's the issue. Well, not the issue link, because I wouldn't do that. That would mean we'd be at the same place that we are right now. We're going to send them a link and see if we can get this thing working. It's really a weird issue because I've never had an issue like this particular one. But there's always a first. There's always a first for everything, and it seems like I have a first. It's been a while since I've had a first with this show. Usually it's the same old issues all the time. So we're going to try this and see if it works. And I got a lot to talk about, too. I mean, I did my trip this weekend. And okay, so there it is. Hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll get him what we need. Let's see. There we go. And until then, we'll just talk without him. How about that? So, I don't want to go too far into it because if it works, then I'll have to tell the story twice. And I don't really want to tell the story twice. I want to tell it once. I got lots of stories, though. I got lots of stories that came out of this past weekend. That, it was a weird weekend. I'm telling you. I was at Orlando, and I was doing a photo shoot. Boy, I got stories. Want stories? I got stories. Hi, Dan. Hi, Christine. Glad to see you made it. I'm sorry I'm late. We're having strange technical issues that I've never before encountered. So now we've got to get everything working the way it should be working. And hopefully that won't be taking too long. So I'm just kind of waiting for Doug to get back on. Or get on, I should say. He didn't get back on at all because he hasn't been on yet today. And so, let's see here. While I'm doing that, I guess I could recover that same thing. Let's see if we can get this thing to work here. So it should be 3 times I sent that link now, instead of, let's see, which one was it? I'm not really sure where the other link is. Where'd it go? Let's try this again. Come on, let's do it. Okay, that's the link. That's the link I want. And I hope that'll bring me in. This email takes forever. I hate using this for email, but I don't have a choice at this point. Alright. This should do it for me. Hopefully this works. Join on the Teams app. This app here. And I was getting feedback of all the things. Last thing I needed was feedback. I wonder if that would work if I turned that off there. Maybe I wouldn't get feedback. Let's see. We shall see. Now, let's see. Okay. Mic's off. It should be. Camera's off. We're not feeding back. That's a good sign. Alright. Anyway, so, last week after the show, I took a trip. I took a trip to Orlando. That was a long journey. Actually, the trip originally, it was not to Orlando right away. It was to South Carolina, which is about 9 hours. And then Orlando was another 9 hours on top of that because I had to go out of my way to go to Orlando. And then while I was down there, I bought another guitar. It was I couldn't resist it. I don't know why I needed it, but Rich said this one guitar that we had bought a guitar. We did a bunch of trades for things, and we ended up with this one guitar. He was trying to sell it for like $200. It wouldn't sell. We had 150 or so in it. So I said, all right. So if I give you $50, then I can have the guitar, right? He said, no, you would only need 25 because I owned the $150 in it. So or something like that. So I gave him $25 and got this guitar that I could probably sell for $200. The thing is that no matter what he did, he couldn't sell it. He was trying to sell it. It's a nice looking guitar, and he couldn't sell it. So I bought it for $25 plus the $150 I already had in it. But we had made all these trades, and we made our money on the trades, and we still had this guitar left. So I figured I can turn around and sell the guitar for 200, or maybe just keep it. I don't know. It's a pretty nice guitar. Okay, he's not on yet, so I don't know what's going on. I thought he would have been on by now. Of course, I don't know. He's not tech savvy at all, so tried everything again. No go. I'll see you next week. Okay, I guess I'm flying solo today. That's kind of weird. Well, that means I can turn this other stuff on. That'll save resources. All right. Well, I guess we're on our own, as they say, in the entertainment industry. Let me pull up a picture or something that we can put up. See what happens here. Well, that's an interesting picture. I never did a black and white in that. I wonder why that's black and white. That's weird. Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of the way it should be, because since we're old geezers there, or we're younger geezers there, I think I have pictures about. It's early 2000s, because we did a bunch of pictures, but I don't remember ever doing one in black and white. So anyway, all right. I know I'm. Where are we? What? Who? What? Huh? Jeez, I know I drive all the way from Baltimore to get here. And where are you? Where should I? Oh, because I'm late? I don't know. It's not my fault. Well, kind of. Part of it, I guess, is my fault, but it's not really my fault, because just having technical issues. Yeah, I'm on the screen, right? Yeah, okay. I guess I gotta fly solo, but that's okay, because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Where's my notes? Oh, don't go without my notes. That would be horrible. What are my notes? I don't have any notes. What happened? What the crap happened? I had notes. Well, I guess I'm going to really do this by the seat of my pants, because my notes are missing. Oh wait, there they are. Okay, good, got them. That was a close one. Man, that scared me. All right. Well, the first thing that happened is we're going to talk about someone who died, who I'll play their video. The dogs and I are out front. I got to clean up the lawn too. What are you doing out in the lawn? All right. Anyway, all right. So Bobby Sherman died, and for those of you who know who he is, that will mean more to you than those of you that don't know who he is. He was a big musician back in the 60s and 70s. And actually, I told the story a couple weeks ago that when Black Sabbath came out, when I first heard Black Sabbath, I was listening to bubblegum rock, easy listening rock. And Bobby Sherman was one of the people I was listening to, because he was a hot teen rocker, and I liked his music. Now, when I listen to it today, I'm thinking, wow, did I really listen to that? Send you a link and I'll get one from the office if you want some company. Okay, I could do that. Let's see. Well, I got to make a new link now that I just turned it off. Hold on. We will do that. How do I do this now? I think how I did this. Oh, I did it this way. Yeah. So the link should be this link. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can get a co-host to join us. Send him this. Oh, maybe that wasn't the right link. Or maybe it was. I don't know. Was it the right link or wasn't it? I could send a whole new link all over again. Okay. Let's try this. I don't know what link. I must not have sent him the right. I sent him the right link. All right, so we're going to do this from the beginning, and that'll tell you how much. Let's see if we can do this. All right, so we're going to start a new one. It'll end. Start the meeting. Okay, put that there. And then I got to bring up this. See, this gets complicated when you try to do this. But it's actually the technology is being used the way it's not supposed to be used. So it's just kind of funny because we have this technology out there that allows us to share things and allows us to talk over the internet and stuff. But there's so many issues with it because we're not using it the way it's been meant to use. So it becomes an issue in that while you're trying to make it work, it's not meant to do what we're making it do. We're making it do things it is not made to do. So then it becomes an issue when it doesn't work because you keep saying, well, it's not working. Well, yeah, it's not really working because that's not what it was meant to do. But it is doing what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to do what we're doing. And then I got these issues where I then try to make it work even though it doesn't do that. It's not supposed to do that. So little by little it happens. Let's see if we can get this to come up. If this comes up right, I'll be really happy. Alright, that's not it. For some reason, why didn't you come up? Should have come up. Wow. Crap. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so now we'll open this. Push this. Push this. Join it on the app. Put the app back where I had it. Now, Christine doesn't usually do this, so there's a learning curve here. Oh, here we go. Now we're going to start playing the weird thing here. This off. Oh, it's going to do that again. Check. Yeah, I'm getting this echo issue. I'm not really sure where the issue is coming from. Try it. Check. Check. Okay, now it's not doing it, so maybe we're okay. Anyway, you have to wait for her to come back in, or come in the house. I know she just got here. So I started talking about Bobby Sherman. Okay, so Bobby Sherman was a little pop star. Well, no, he wasn't a little pop star. He was a pop star in the 70s and the 60s. And he has a really good life. He had a really interesting story. So when I actually got this story, the rest of the information, I thought, all right, this is good enough that I want to play this. So we're going to do this. So here we go. There he is. And hopefully it works. Look at that, we got sound and everything.
Obituary. Bobby Sherman Jr., 1943 to 2025, beloved 1960s teen idol film public servant, passed away on June 24, 2025, at age 81, following a courageous battle with stage 4 cancer. Early starting in the toxic south. Born in Santa Monica, California, on July 22, 1943, Sherman rose to fame in the mid-1960s after being discovered at a Hollywood party by Simon Lewis. His performance caught the attention of Jane Fonda and Natalie Wood, landing him a major title spot on ABC's Showbiz. He starred as Jeremy Gold on the TV series Here Come the Brides, 1968 to 1970, solidifying his teen idol status. He had 4 Billboard Top 10 hits: Little Women, number 3, Gold Certified, Julie, We All Love Me, number 5, Easy Come, Easy Go. La La La, If I Had You. Other notable songs include Cry Like a Baby and One, Top 40 hit, released 6 albums, including Here Comes Barbie, which spent 38 weeks on the Billboard 200, peaking at number 10. Television and acting work appeared on popular shows, such as The Monkees, Partridge Family, Getting Together, The Love Boat, Emergency, and Frasier. Starred in the 1970s film He and My Brother Get Crazy. His final solo concert took place in 2001, rounding out an impressive entertainment career. A life of service and maintained. In the 1980s, Bobby retrained as an EMT, becoming a paramedic and instructor with the LAPD, then a reserve deputy sheriff in San Bernardino County. He received commendations including LAPD Reserve Officer of the Year, 1999, the FBI's Exceptional Service Award, and recognition from the U.S. House of Representatives. Co-founded the Bridget and Bobby Sherman Children's Foundation, supporting children's education and music programs in Belmont. Personal life and legacy. Married to Bridget Hoover in 2011 until his passing. Previously married to Patty Farmer, 1971 to 77, with whom he had 2 sons, Christopher and Tyler. Remembered for his wicked sense of humor, warmth, and devotion to fans, reading fan letters even in his final days. Survived by his wife, 2 sons, and 6 grandchildren. Hits and career highlights. Major hits. Little Women, Julie, You All Love Me, Easy Come, Easy Go, La La La, If I Had You, Cried Like a Baby, The Browns. TV fame. Here Come the Bride, Getting Together, guest roles across 8 major series. Public service. EMT and trainer, LAPD Reserve Officer, Sheriff's Deputy, and humanitarian work in Ghana. Why he matters today. Bobby Sherman wasn't just a product of Brothers on Top. He redefined fame by transitioning into a life of true service. From topping charts and starring on TV to saving lives in real emergencies, his story resonates as a rare blend of stardom, humility, and heroism.
All right, there you go. That was Bobby Sherman. When I was a kid, I thought he was the coolest guy. Uh-oh, I think I just screwed up. Whoa. I think I just deleted. Oh, put it back now. All right, there we are. I'm back. Yeah, that was I really like that guy a lot, and I just think if I hadn't heard Black Sabbath, I could have been a Bobby Sherman uh, cover band. What's really garbled? Am I garbled? What are you talking about? I guess I ought to listen to the sound and figure out what that means. We're having tech issues today, so gotta have them sometime, and I just think this is my turn. Okay, let me see. Can I hear it? Let's see what we got. I can't hear it. I guess I gotta turn the volume up. Everything sounds okay here on this side, I think. I mean, there's a little issue, but it's not that big of an issue. So, it sounds okay here. I mean, there is a little issue. I guess what I need to do is I need to wire us up again and go back to the old way of doing things where I have an actual microphone and everything. So, I don't know. Anyway, I sent that link, and if you're interested, or if you can get on there, I can hook you up into the show. All right, now let's see here. What else we're going to talk about? I can't do anything about it right now. The video is going to be what the video is going to be. It sounds like I'm underwater and I'm drowning and all that stuff. So I ought to go back to microphones because then it worked a little bit better. All right. And then I can put this away now and start something else. Let's see here. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay. There were some birthdays. I guess I'll talk about them. Let's see. Since I'm not quizzing anybody for the birthday people. do the birthdays. I didn't do that many birthdays this week. Oops, font color, nope. Not what I want. Font size. There we go. There we go. All right. We got David Alan Grier. He just turned 69. He was on In Living Color and a bunch of other. I think he's one of the doctors on the new Peacock comedy. Can't remember the name of it. Shoot, I forget the name of it. But anyway, if you go to Peacock and look for a new comedy, it's in the one, the medical comedy. Liv Tyler, she's 48. It's really weird to think that Steven Tyler's daughter is 48. I mean, she's actually a lot. Well, she's actually older than I was thinking she was. For some reason, I always think my sound is fine. It's just when Bobby's video was playing, the sound was very poor. Really? Oh, you know what? I'll tell you why. Because the volume was too high, and I cranked it back down towards the end because I realized it was probably getting distorted and stuff. So that's one thing that I gotta get someone to run sound for me or something. It would be nice if I didn't have to do everything at the same time, but unfortunately I do. I have to do a lot of stuff that other DJs or other talk show hosts don't have to do. They have production people. I don't have a production person. Anyway, all right. Pamela Anderson's 58. For some reason, I was thinking she was older, but she isn't. And then there's Debbie Harry. I didn't think she was 80, but she is. So that shows I'm glad I'm not playing the game because I would have lost the game. And then Dan Aykroyd's the only other one I had listed. And he's 73. I would have guessed he was more closer to 80, but he isn't. This is the first one I've done solo for a while. Let's see. So those are all done. I can get rid of them. Boom. All right, next thing. We got, the nuptials, yes. What's 80? 80. That was, I forget who was 80. It was, oh shoot, hold on. I got to undelete because I can't remember who it was. Debbie Harry. What was her band? Deborah Harry did, it was like she did Rapture. It was a good song. I liked Rapture a lot. And she did a couple other good songs. But Rapture was an interesting song because she had a Martian in her song. I just can't remember the words to it, but it was a funny song. But yeah, she's 80. Hard to believe. I would have thought that Dan Aykroyd was 80, but Dan Aykroyd is 73. So it's funny. Let's see. And one of my relatives is out of jail, I guess. That's kind of like an inside joke. Anyway, what else am I talking about? Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about was the Bezos. The Bezos nuptials begin. Can you imagine, like, being married to the second wealthiest person in the world? Second. And the thing is that if you doubled his wealth, he still wouldn't equal Musk. That number is just so incredibly crazy to think about that they're that far apart between number one and number two. But anyway, Jeff Bezos, I might have brought it up last week. I'm not sure. I don't remember for sure, but I gotta make this bigger because I can't read it. There it is. So they went to Venice, Italy. Venice, Italy? Yeah, Venice. No, is Venice, Italy? I don't know. They went to Venice. this week for a high-profile wedding of the Amazon founder Jeff Bezos and former TV journalist Lauren Sanchez. The three-day fair will draw it's probably over now. Will draw an estimated 200 to 250 guests, potentially costing up to $76 million. That's just insane. Let's see what other lavish weddings that there were that we can compare it to. 12 most expensive weddings. March 26th, 2026. Was that 2016? I think it's 2026. A venue in Moscow cost $1 billion. $1 billion. That's insane. Oh, man. Why would you spend that kind of... I mean, I realize it's because you can, but I don't know. Being the fact that we were poor when we were kids, I would never spend that kind of money on anything. I couldn't spend that money on the house, let alone a one-day event. $1 billion. Says, fun fact, Jennifer Lopez, who sang at the reception, has reportedly charged more than $1 million per hour to perform at private events. $1 million an hour. That's so foreign to me. It's so weird to think that But anyway, this guy, I can't even pronounce his name. Said Gutsarev, I don't know his name. Said's father is an oil and media mogul, Mikhail Gutsarev, and he put the bill for what was the most expensive wedding in modern history. The bride's a 20-year-old dentistry student. Why would she go? See, that makes no sense at all. Why would you go to dentistry school and put your fingers in other people's mouth when you just got $1 billion wedding? I mean, he could have skimmed a little off of that, skimmed a couple million off of that, and lived, talk to his bride. Hey, we're gonna live off of Daddy's money here, instead of buying the $500 million. Instead of buying the $500 million wedding dress, we'll buy a $250 million wedding dress and we'll pocket the rest. That's how my mind thinks. I mean, I can't even imagine having that kind of money. So that to me just is so foreign to me, because who has $1 billion to spend on a wedding? I mean, how much money has this guy got altogether? I wonder if I can check it out. Let's see how much money this guy has that he can spend $1 billion on a wedding. Let's see. I mean, my parents didn't spend anything on my wedding. Either one. In fact, I barely got them to make it there in the first one. Okay, here we go. What's it say? How much money he got? How much money? He spent $1 billion and he's only worth $5.8 billion. What an idiot. I wouldn't have even spent. See, I'm cheap. If I had kids, I would have maybe spent $1 million on a wedding. Ooh, what do we got here? That must be. Oh, let me see if we can get her in here. Hi. You're going to have to turn your volume down on your computer if you're running my show and that simultaneously. What we're going to do is we're going to turn your screen into the whole screen. So if you show up on camera. Hello. 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 Okay. Hello.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, wait. Let me try something. Hello?
Hello?
That worked, right?
And you're reverberating.
Yeah, I know. It's not reverberating. It's feeding back. Okay, so I gotta figure out. There you are. Okay, let me see if I can set this up here. Wait, just wait. Impatient people. Okay.
Is that better?
And you can't hear me now, right? You do not hear
You're
me.
listening when nothing's
So I gotta understand. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see how I can make this work. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait a second. I know what to do. Let's see. Do this. And do this. Okay. Now, do that. Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? You do not hear me. You do still not hear me. So you're the only one that can't hear me. Well, it's fun that she's laughing. She's enjoying herself. Well, we hear you. That's the funny part. Okay, let me put you in the box. Okay. Now, let's see if I can do this without it feeding back. Hello?
Hello? Hello? I don't hear you. Can you hear me?
I do.
No.
Put this down. Hello?
Hello? Oh, this is such a reverberation.
This was done. What it's supposed to be.
I have two of you.
Yeah, you only. This is what it was doing earlier.
Okay.
This is why.
You needed something so that could make me better.
Gonna get the sound connected here. Where is
Oh, my biscuit.
it? Hello? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Hello? Hello? You can't hear me. Okay. Hello? Why can't you hear me now? Hello? 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 Why? You should have heard me. You should be hearing me. Check. System. Sound. Hello? Can you hear me? Do you hear me? You do not. Okay. You don't hear me. Okay. Speaker. Audio. Hello? You don't hear me yet. Check. 1, 2. Check. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have? Okay. So we're not doing anything here for some reason. 1, 2. Check. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You can't hear me. Why? Why can't you hear me? This is so weird. So, where's my check? Hello? Currently in use. This is weird. I don't know what's going on. Check. Check. On your capture. This is won't work. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do about this because it's not sounding right. I'm going to check one last thing that might make a difference. We'll try this. Check. 1, 2. Check. 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 1, 2. Check. Okay, now I can't hear you. I heard you before, now I can't. I don't understand. Can you hear me or not? Alright, well, since I can't hear you, it's really pointless in doing this. 1, 2. 1, 2. Talk once. Oh, something. But you're at maximum. Okay. So you're at maximum there, too. This is strange. Check. 1, 2. Check. Talk. Yeah, you're not making any sounds. There you are. I hear you now. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me and I can hear you.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, so I'm going to put you in a box. Nobody puts Christine in a box except me. I need you to stop moving because I can't put you in the box if you don't stop moving. Put your head up, sit up straight. There you go. So that I know what I'm doing here. Stop moving.
I don't know that the camera does it.
Well, don't do it. Well, turn the AI thing off. Well, then just don't move. Stay still. Okay, stop arguing with me. I'm talking to the engineer. The engineer's working on it. Okay, so it is. So I need you to just sit still for a second so I can make your box. Well, you sat back. You changed positions. Where are you going to sit?
Because the camera was making me get right.
Well, you need to turn that part off. Are you going to stay there?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me move my box around so I can accommodate you. There. That's actually not bad. That one will work. Okay. So now you're not allowed to really move too far from there.
Where am I going to go?
Just, well, whenever you move, it just changes the... Hold on. Making smaller again. And then I can move this or this. Come on, move. Oops, this way. There you are. Okay, there you are. All right. Now I need to turn you onto the right box, which I have to do this by coming here. Layers. Turn that on. Shoot, where's I forgot how to do it. Uh-oh, hold on. You're there. Oh, yeah, I need to, okay, I got you there. So I need to switch you to this box here. And it should be, right there you are. All right, now I just got to take a look over here. So where you are. Okay, you're in your space. Okay, now we can continue with the show. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, $1 billion for a wedding. This guy only has $5.8 billion. So why would he spend $1 billion on his daughter? That's 1/6 of his freaking income, or of his money. This is where you talk. Are you listening? Are you watching the show? The same show as I am?
What you were saying, but when you started with the basis thing, I got lost because I don't know what you were talking about.
Okay, there's a guy that had a wedding for his daughter.
Yeah.
He spent $1 billion on this wedding.
And she's gonna get divorced.
And she was going to school to be a dental person. I said, if I was the couple that was getting married, I'd tell Daddy, sure, spend $1 billion on this wedding. My wedding dress cost $500,000 when it actually only cost $100,000 or $200,000. And I'd keep the difference because then I wouldn't have to go to demo school. Let Daddy pay for that.
Money on his daughter anyway. I mean, why isn't he even doing anything?
That's my point.
Okay, well, I agree with you. I'm not going to argue that point.
Well, that was what I was talking about when you were being silent there, while there were silence of the lambs over there.
When you talking about that
Anyway, so all right, so so we agree with that. The guy's a multi-billion-dollar owner. Still doesn't touch Musk. He doesn't even deserve to have Musk's name in his conversation. But anyway, all right, let's move on to something else. What else was I talking about? Oh yeah, that was other lavish weddings. Is what it was. That's what it was. I knew it was something else. Because I mean, the big thing was talking about how much money, or Bezos only spent $76 million on his wedding.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got tons of money. Yet this Russian guy spent $1 billion on his daughter. Let's see what other lavish weddings are out there. This Radhika Merchant and Anant Ambani last year spent $600 million to $1 billion on their wedding. And they're from India.
Do they know that there's people starving?
In India. There's people starving.
And everywhere else.
The wedding featured two of India's wealthiest families. The groom, Anant Ambani, is the youngest son of Mukesh Ambani, a billionaire businessman. Radhika's merchant's parents, Viren and Shail. I can't imagine that there's that much money even in India. This guy spent between $600 million and $1 billion on their wedding. I can't. Let's see what kind of money this guy makes. Let's see. It was Anant Ambani. Just kind of curious what kind of scratch this guy has. And I wonder if any scammers ever tried to scam him.
Probably, that's probably why. Maybe he wants to scam.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, this is a young kid. Oh, he's only 30. Okay, he must be the son. Let's see. 5'8". I want to know why. I want to know how these people got so much money. I couldn't imagine there even being $1 billion in that country. Oh, other than illegal money. Okay, there's his Wikipedia. Now we can figure out who's the father. I mean, he's obviously not the father. As of May 2025, he's the richest person in Asia and the 13th richest person in the world, worth $108 billion. Well, he blew that other guy right away. That other guy only has $6 to $8 billion. So he is a billionaire. He's a young billionaire. He's only 68. Wow. His father was the founder of and CEO of Reliance Industry, the largest public company in India. Wow. Well, more power to him. At least he's kind of making a living. Let's see. It'd be funny if they said that he was the #1 scammer in the world. If he said he likes scamming Americans. And just recently got a talk show host money. Oh, this is another one of their family. Okay. Diana Spencer, and Prince Charles. How much money do you think he has spent on his wedding?
Probably been 100 million. Had to be expensive.
48 million. But if you adjust it, if you adjust it for inflation, it's 166 million. So that's you said 100, so you were right in the middle. So you kind of get points for both. Oh, that was Princess Diana. Okay, yeah, that was. I was trying to think, why didn't I know he was married? I mean, I knew he was married way back then, but I thought he must have got remarried. I guess he didn't.
He got married to Camilla, crazy Camilla.
Harris? Camilla Harris?
No, Camilla was
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
You don't look like you're joking. You look like you put your head up in the air.
Well, that's because I always look up. I'm a positive person. I don't look down. All right. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. What do you think they spent?
Probably half of what I figured, about 50 million.
You're really right. You're at 45. You got those royal people down. How about Venetia and Venetia? Oh, geez. This is another Indian. No, this isn't Indian. Okay. Venetia Mittal and Amit Bhatia. 60 million. The wine bill alone was 1.5 million. I'd buy them. Then there's Sanchez and Bezos, Sanchez and Bezos. They said 46 million to 56 million. You know, that guy has, I was just saying this a while ago, for as much money as he has, he's a cheapskate. I mean, he's got billions and billions of dollars, and he's spending only 46 million for his wedding.
Well, I mean, it was over in Venice, wasn't it? And they don't really went in there because...
Paris.
No, the basis is in Venice.
Paris. Right here. Paris. The bachelorette party was in Paris.
Okay, so you're sorry.
You're sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry. No, like I said, he went over there and did what he did because he wasn't paying. They don't feel like he paid enough to do what he did there.
Okay.
So the locals weren't happy.
Well, screw him. He could have taken it. He could have taken it out to the Agacopus. He could have taken it to Venezuela.
Right?
I can't speak today. Okay, next. Tesla provides. Oh, this is cool. So Tesla has a full self-driving, as you're aware of, and they just delivered their first full self-driving car from the factory, driving to the new owner's home without human intervention. So, like, you order a car and it comes to your house. It parks itself and says, "I'm all yours." Kind of cool, though. I don't know if I'd want my car to drive itself, because you're not getting the advantage of having the first mile on yourself, you know.
Well, I just think it's kind of creepy anything coming to my house and parking on my front lawn and saying, "Guess what, I'm here."
And this is the new Y, by the way. This is the new Y is kind of sexy. It's got this new light bar in the front. And I actually thought about buying one of those because they're really cheap. And I thought about that. It says a video posted on X shows the entire 30-minute journey from the factory to the customer. That's kind of cool.
Is that definitely for the job? I mean, that basis. Is that
Musk? Can't really tell if that's him. I doubt it. I doubted he had time to do that. By the way, did you hear the news that Trump is considering forcing Musk to leave the country?
No.
He's because they're feuding, and I think let me see if I can find the article. I saw it this morning. I didn't put it on my list of things because I was so busy trying to get everything ready for the show. Looking for that. Where is it? I saw it come through this afternoon. How was your drive?
Drive was messy coming back.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, there was a white van that they were taking out of the street. There was a car strangled on the median.
Wow.
But that was in Baltimore City. I mean, the little place where they go to, one. Three couples was on one side, two tires was on the other side. I don't even know how they did that. I mean, really had to hit that car.
Here it is. Oh no, this is a different story. Elon Musk vows to defeat Republicans who vote for Donald Trump's mega bill, which it passed, I believe, today. So that's sad. I want to see where that article was. Where is it? I saw it. I should have put it on this list. I was going to put it on here, and I forgot about it because I was working. I worked in so much stuff today. I don't know. Anyway, all right. Huh?
Did you feed the dogs?
Of course. Somebody has to do it. Their normal chef was out. Okay.
My baby.
Donald Trump says a group of wealthy buyers are prepared to purchase TikTok's operations from company ByteDance. Will unveil buyers in 2 weeks. So that, I don't know what's going on with that deal, but I don't know why he's so into having American people buy that, but he seems to really want Americans to own that. As if Americans don't have enough stupidity going on. I don't get it. Anyway, I'm not very good at TikTok. I find it kind of a waste of time. Says Donald Trump said on Fox News broadcast on Sunday that he found a buyer for the TikTok short video app, which he described as a group of very wealthy people whose identities he will reveal in about 2 weeks. Trump made the remarks in an interview on Fox News Sunday morning. He said the deal would be developing, would probably need China's approval to move forward, and he predicted Chinese president would likely approve it. So there we go. Then we got Warren Buffett is in the news. He donates $6 billion to 5 foundations. Yes, well, he's getting old, and his children are well off, and he's sending money to places that he feels needs it. It says probably what?
Redemption money for all the evil stuff.
I don't know. It still might be. Well, when I tell you who it is, you'll. Since famed investor Warren Buffett is donating $6 billion worth of his company's stock to 5 foundations, bringing the total that he has given to them since 2006 to roughly $60 billion. Buffett said late Friday that the shares of Berkshire Hathaway will be delivered on Monday. Berkshire Hathaway owns Geico, Dairy Queen, and a range of other businesses, and Buffett is donating nearly $12 million of Class B shares of its stock. These shares have a lower and easier to digest price tag than the company's original Class A stock. And each of the B shares are worth about $485 per share. So, yeah, that's, I don't know. That's a lot of money. Which
maybe we should put the well on his list.
Maybe what?
We should put the well on his list.
The wham?
The well.
The well. Oh, the well. That's a lost cause. He wants.
Well, maybe we should do it the well.
He wants. Yeah, you'd probably have the same, at least as good of management there, and that's with the Wham manager being dead. So Brad Pitt has a movie out. I want to say it's called F1. It's a racing movie, and it opened up this weekend to $55 million. Best ever opening for an Apple-produced film. So that's kind of interesting because Apple's now wanting to, get into the higher profile. They put Brad Pitt on there. You can't get much higher profile than that. So, which one, Twister or The Twister?
That Twister was Apple, remember?
Yes, that was a horrible movie.
That was
Somebody should have been fired for that. Anyway, $55.6 million, not bad. Megan 2.0, which Megan 1 did really well, it fizzled with $10 million. So, what? Because I would be willing to bet that they put more than that into it. We'll find out. Let's see if it says. It says it's lights out and away we go at the box office of F1, a big budget racing drama starring Brad Pitt. Impressively revs up $55.6 million to a domestic opening weekend. That's just domestic. With great reviews and a promising A grade on the CineScore, exit polls F1 and landed in the middle of expectations of 50 million to 60 million. At the international box office, the film's collecting a strong 88.4, so that's not bad. 88.4 and then the 50 million. You know, they're doing okay with that. Let's see. Oh, where's the other one? The other one should be here. F1. Oh, I want to see what it's supposed to be in here. We're supposed to say the other one too. Because Megan, I don't think I didn't even know there was a Megan 2. I saw the first Megan. That was pretty good. It was kind of on the line of the. Oh, here it is. It's a Blumhouse movie. Oh, okay. Well, that would mean that means it doesn't have to make a lot of money because Blumhouse usually does things on a percentage basis. Like you'll work for free and then you get paid off the residuals. But yeah, it says here with F1 in the pole position. Box office competitors were left in the dust the weekend, and notice the little innuendos of the racing stuff left in the dust. This weekend, other release was Megan 2.0. It fizzled in fourth place with 10.2 million, and the film, which sees Megan short for Model 3 generation Android built with advanced upgrades and to stop humanoid military robot that's attempting an AI takeover, collected 7 million from 80 markets, international markets, and 17 million globally. So it's not a terrible start for the budget. The thing is, like I said, Blumhouse does that thing where he doesn't pay anybody up front. He pays off of what comes in. So fortunately, he's not going to lose his butt on that. But, see, he must be non-union, because union wouldn't let you do that. I tried to contact him, but I failed in my contact. Third place was Elio. It continues to face fear. What's it say? They're fully charged for too long. Okay, that's really nice. So I wonder why this wouldn't work with Doug. He was having a problem getting on, and I said, reboot your computer, because you got on first time. Your name was...
Well, no, when I got home and I tried to bring up my laptop, I was completely erased from Firefox.
Okay, well, that's a piece of junk anyway.
My stuff isn't even coming up right now.
Well, that's because you use Firefox.
Yeah, because it was my bookmark. It's just so weird.
I don't know. I don't think he uses Firefox though. Anyway, next topic. Okay, let's see what our next topic is. You like Fast and Furious, right? Well, here's interesting news. The final installment of Fast and Furious franchise to feature Paul Walker. Yeah, he's dead. He's been dead for like 10 years. So I don't know if they're digging him up or what, but it's going to feature him.
Did you say the last film he had a part in it that they recreated because he was dead?
Yeah. Okay, so what they did was they took a scene of him driving and he was waving. And it's a scene that he was actually in. He actually did do that. But they didn't use it. They didn't use it in the film. So they used it in this film, showing those guys splitting and going their own separate ways by making it look like they were both driving side by side, but they weren't. But it was just it was interesting how they're keeping this guy alive. He's been dead now he died before Pam, because Pam was so upset when he died. Because I said, why are you so upset that this guy died? He was a child molester. Why are you upset about that? But yeah, because he died around the time that my brother died, Dale. I think he died between the two, between Pam and him. And she was so upset. I couldn't understand it because I don't. I mean, I liked the Fast and Furious franchise, but when I heard that he was dating this girl that was like, I don't know, he was in his 30s and she was like 16 or something like that. You know, I just kind of, if I were the dad, I would have shot him myself.
Let's do it a multi-million-dollar wedding.
I wouldn't offer him a multi-million-dollar wedding. He might have been able to pay me multi-million dollars to not shoot him. All right. So anyway, they're going to have I don't even understand how they're going to do that. I mean, they're going to probably through AI, I guess. Or if they have any footage of like old footage from another one of the Fast and Furious movies. No, did they kill him off in the show, or did he just drive away?
I don't remember, but I thought you told me he was physically dead.
Well, he is physically dead. He is physically dead, yes.
Then he might have been, okay, well, okay, I can...
Oh, you know what? I think we didn't get to that movie that he died in. Because we only watched a couple of them. I watched them all, but I don't think you got to see them all because I don't think we sat and watched them all.
I think we got to like 3 or 4.
Yeah, and he died in, I don't know which one he died in. Anyway, well, let's find out. Vin Diesel surprised the crowd on Saturday at Fuel Fest in Southern California, saying that the final film will hit theaters April 2027. Diesel, who has starred in all but one installment of the 2001 original, broke more news in his remarks on stage, confirming the film will be set in Los Angeles and will reunite Diesel's Dominic Toretto character with Brian O'Connor, who was played by Paul Walker. Walker starred with Diesel in the original and appeared in 5 installments before he was killed in a car crash in 2013. There we are. I was right. It was between the two dying. Diesel previously had taken to the social media channels to urge Universal Pictures to date Fast X2 to the follow-up to the 2023 Fast X, which grossed $700 million plus at the box office. The sequel has been billed as the final film in the franchise. He previously touted that the film should be set in Los Angeles like the original. Earlier this year, in the aftermath of the devastating LA fires, he said keeping the production in town was vital. Los Angeles is now needs it now. They're putting some pretty big movie incentives in California right now. So, yeah. It says here it started filming at 25 years ago. That's really, wow, that's hard to think about. 25 years of franchises of that. Says here there are currently no major films on the April 2027 release date calendar. Notably, the most successful film in the franchise was 2015 Furious 7. It was the only pick in the franchise to open that month, and it was the biggest opening frame for any Fast and Furious film with 147 million. And on his way for a global gross of more than $1.5 billion on that one film. That's crazy. So that's the end of that. So that'll be the last time we see Paul Walker's name ever again. He's been dead for like he's been dead for 12 years and he's still out there making movies. Some people never know when to give it up.
That's terrible.
I know. Wait, I had another addendum to that. Let me see what that was. I found that. I just was trying to put a show together that, I haven't really talked about what I did this weekend. Well, let's get this done and I'll talk about that. I wanted to talk about that and I got sidetracked because I didn't think I was going to have a guest or a guest host. Well, how did that happen?
I don't know. What did you do while I was gone? Everything was fine yesterday.
I didn't even go in your room.
I was at one of the dogs.
I can't speak for any of those because I don't know what they do during the day. All right, let's see here. Okay, so that's just that's just basically repeating what I talked about. Not just repeating what I'm talking about. I did watch another episode of Chosen, yeah, but Doug's not here.
Is it
So
good?
I thought you watched it already.
No, I didn't watch it. I've been watching it with you and alongside of you.
I thought you
So
watched it
did you
before.
notice I wasn't in the chair next to you?
I know, but I thought you watched it before. Thought you were rewatching it.
I was waiting to watch it with you.
Well, I would have watched it with you today, but you weren't here.
I like to go to Baltimore.
Okay, well we're not criticizing. I'm just telling you. I had to watch it because Doug watched a Judas Priest on the band thing, and I had to watch something for him because keep it even. All right, so that's all the stuff that we were talking about with that movie. Okay, so I can delete that now. All right, what's going on? Hold on. All right, next. Oh yeah, here's the thing that I was talking about. California greenlights $750 million tax credit program. It's ideal for the taxpayers. Gavin Newsom, his plan to woo Hollywood productions back to the cultural home, got the green light on Friday. With a budget bill that significantly augments the state's entertainment tax credit program, passing both houses of the state legislature, the bill realized Newsom's ambitions to increase the cap on the California's film and tax incentives to $330 million to $750 a year. Making the state the most generous outside of New York and Georgia, whose programs are uncapped. Though Newsom's proposal, first announced in the fall of 2024, was initially met with skepticism. It grew with popularity. A lot of the companies have moved out of California because California wasn't incentivizing as much as New York and Georgia. So he's trying to make up for that they can't afford to have movie making there. So, this should actually help the industry a lot, especially with the fires and stuff. They're going to need to do something. When I go out there in September, I'll talk to them about things. What? You're laughing.
Everything.
I know. Here's something that's interesting. There's a new movie called Heads of State. I don't know if you know any of these members of people in this movie, but this movie here, too much prediction. It says too much predictable action, too little comedy. And look who's in it. The World Wrestling Federation, the World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, Cena, is in it with...
I think this is going to be good though, because he did good in the other show we watched about.
He's going to be his new episodes start next month or I think maybe this month for Peacekeeper. That'll be really good. I like Cena. I just think it's funny that he's playing a bad guy because he's never played a bad guy. He's always been a good guy. So it just it's interesting to me. Cena plays the American president, and Elba Idris is part of this show. The Prime Minister in this film featuring I can't pronounce her name. Priyanka Chopra Jones, Patty Considine, and Jack Quaid again. Jack Quaid's showing up in a lot of things right now. He was in The Boys. He was not Howie. What's his name? Huey. He was Huey in The Boys. And it's interesting. He's getting all kinds of roles now. His dad is Dennis Quaid, I think. So I just think it's interesting. And the director is the director of Nobody. You remember that movie?
No.
Yeah, that's the one I told you that
Oh yeah, they had this kind of thing going on, and then he was actually it was fire or something.
he was a spy, right? He was nobody, and everybody kept pushing him, and you found out that he was more than nobody. So that was a good movie. I actually would like to see. I can't wait till the Nobody 2 comes out. It may have already come out though. I don't know. I have to check into that. But anyway, this is Ceda's next movie. This will be his last movie as a champion too. Yeah, because he's going to lose the belt by the end of the year. At least he might keep the belt. You never know. He might not lose it. By the way, if you, I guess I could probably look up the pictures later of the school. The school's coming along really well. We've got a new entranceway for the to the ring and stuff, and it's really come a long way. I'm so proud of those guys. They busted their butt to make that place. Huh? Yeah, it looks great. I'm so impressed with all the stuff they've done. And I didn't help at all. That's the sad part. But that's what happens when people scam you. You can't have your freedom anymore. Jurassic Park World Rebirth hopes to set off a major 4th of July fireworks. This weekend is that new Jurassic Park movie. So that could be interesting. It'll probably start on Thursday, I would imagine. Let's see. There we go. Box office preview. Jurassic Park World Rebirth hopes to set off major July 4th fireworks. Universal and the Amblin franchise installment features all new ensemble of cast anchored by Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I actually like that franchise. I didn't think I would. In fact, I skipped the first couple movies, and then they came out with another one that somebody wanted to see. I don't remember who, but I ended up going to it, and I said, "Oh, right, I know what it was." The guy who did you see any of the movies? Any of the Jurassic Parks?
In the beginning, I did. I didn't see the
I think he was in the original one. The guy from I can't think of the Starman, not Starman. He played Star-Lord. Where the franchise with Batista and he was the main character in that. I can't think of his name. Doggone it. Darn it. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna do this easy way. Who was in? What was the?
Chris Pratt.
Yes, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt. So Chris Pratt was in that original Jurassic Park. He was the maintenance man or something, and he had great roles. I love the stuff he had to do in that because he did a lot of running and hiding, but it was still good. But anyway, I guess he's not in this one. Says Jurassic World. It says here opens tomorrow, July 2nd, in North America on the eve of the long 4th of July weekend. Tracking is suggesting a 5-day debut of $100 million to $125 million. Now you're going to see if this one tracks the way they expect it to. Movies are back to where they used to be, as far as hits, getting into the hundreds of $1 million for the first weekend. And that I want to see. I realize that I'm part of the problem because I haven't gone to a movie for a little while. I guess we went to see that one movie. What was that? We went to see. Oh shoot! I don't know, whatever it was. It was good. We liked it. I just remember that.
I had a good time in my head.
Well, when I'm with you, it doesn't matter what movie it is. I still have a good time. So
I know. Cool.
anyway, it says here, Jurassic Park Rebirth, Jurassic World Rebirth from Universal and Spielberg's Amblin Productions. They're on track to make 100 million to 125 million. Rebirth also launches in more than 80 markets across the globe. Time to North American launch. It's directed by the Rogue One, a Star Wars story filmmaker, Gareth Edwards, from a script originally by original Jurassic Park screenwriter David Kelp. And the summer tentpole features an all-new ensemble anchored by Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson, I'm imagining, should be pretty good. I like her. You never saw the superhero movies, right?
Not all of them, no.
We need to get you onto that because she was.
Married to the already night behind.
Well, the thing, yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, Scarlett Johansson, she was Black Widow in the Marvel world, and she kicked butt. I loved what she would do. The one scene that she has, she's tied up on a chair, and these bad guys are threatening to kill her and threatening to throw her into this big hole and stuff. And okay, then you did see. Okay, you did see that. Okay, and then she answers. Well, they have a phone call, and she's talking to the phone while she's being held captive. And she goes, "Well, you telling me I got to go now?" And they said, "Yeah." Well, I'm kind of tied up right now, and she breaks out of her chair and kills all of them. I loved her character. I just loved that. But that she's in this, so I want to see that. I might have to see that. All right, that's the only thing I have to worry about on that one. Okay, that's a Jurassic World one. Now, this is interesting. Did you ever see The Devil Wears Prada?
Yeah, that was my favorite movie.
Do you know that I know somebody that was written about?
I know somebody that was like that.
Huh? No. I know one of the characters that it was written about.
Okay.
I met one of the characters, and I worked with him regularly. His name eludes me right now. Ryan Colby. Ryan Colby was one of the was not the character. They based the character on him in that movie.
But you know, I mean, Glenn Close?
I don't know which character that they based on him. I will find out though, because I wanted to check with Michael and see if he'd tell me which character it was, because I thought about that and I didn't have time to call him, so I'll have that for next week. But they're doing a sequel to that movie. Should be interesting.
Yeah.
So here we go. It says here, the Devil Wears Prada sequel is heading into production this week, 2 decades after the beloved movie hit theaters. And it's set to shoot in New York City, or New York and Italy. Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, Stanley Tucci are on board for the follow-up film, which is adding Kenneth Branagh to the cast. The 2006 film, based on the book by the same name, follows Anne Hathaway, a recent journalist. She lands one of the most coveted jobs in publishing and is the assistant to Anna Wintour, stand-in Miranda Priestley, which was Streep. The film grossed $326 million worldwide. Now, back then, that was pretty good. I just think it's interesting. I'm going to have to watch it. I'm going to find out which character was supposed to be Colby, because I want to watch it again now. I didn't like it when I watched it the first time, but I might like it since I know that it's true. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. The next thing. Do you ever watch Survivor?
Which one? I mean,
The
that was a reality show.
reality show.
I can't remember if I did or not.
Well, Jeff Probst was fired from the show. I'm assuming it was him. Hold on, let me see if I'm right.
They sent them off.
Hold on. Oh, no. Oh, this was a fake news. Oh. Australian Survivor host Jonathan LaPaglia revealed he's been fired from his long-time role in the show. I guess that's the Australian version. See, when I read this, I said, "Oh, Survivor host. The only guy I know is Jeff whatever he said his name was. I thought it was him, so I guess it wasn't him. That's fake news. That's weird. Woman gets attacked walking to the car. What she did had the attacker running like a coward. Oh, I'd like to know what that is. You never know what you're going to get when you read these things from this news week or whatever it is. Okay, what did she do that she had the guy running? Just a normal day at the grocery store for Ruth Miller, a 76-year-old woman from Santa Clara, California, till everything went horribly wrong. She had left the store carrying her grocery bags and was walking to her car when the unthinkable happened. I wasn't parked too far away. It was about a 60-second walk. So she remembers, and I kind of had a feeling I was being watched. Let's see. Says, right as she was unlocking her car, a man quickly came up behind her and tried to grab her. He told me, "Don't fight, give me your wallet." As he tried to wrestle my purse away, I was in shock. Luckily for me, I remembered I had my safe personal alarm in my purse. And since I was too scared to scream for help, I quickly reached for the alarm and pulled the pin. Immediately, my safe personal alarm started screaming. It was really screaming. He didn't know what to do. He froze for a second, then ran away. He ran away like a bat out of hell. People heard the alarm and started yelling and running over to her for help. Then they said it was the safe personal alarm that got their attention. Well, that's kind of cool to see that they actually work.
They do. They're very, very loud.
Yeah.
I have one of those.
What? What?
And then you can hear how loud it is.
No, that's okay. Although with my hearing problem, I may not even hear it.
You don't listen to me anyway.
What?
I can't remember whose character in The Devil Wears Prada is based on Ryan Colby.
You what?
The Ryan Colby thing, 1967 or something, and I can't let it go.
Why? I'll find out which character he was, but I was told it was based on him, and I think a woman got the role. It might be Meryl Streep's character.
Yeah, but the Meryl Streep character is based on the Vogue.
Yes, he worked for Vogue. And actually, that one photographer that I had when I was in New York, he worked for Vogue, which is interesting.
Good.
Anyway,
That's cool.
yeah, I work with some pretty cool people sometimes. All right. Dave Parker, two-time World Series champ, dies 1 month before the Hall of Fame induction. Wouldn't that suck? You live all your life hoping that you get into the Hall of Fame, and 1 month before the Hall of Fame induction, you die. That's horrible. That's fate really kicking you right in the teeth. So, yeah, that poor guy. I mean, I wonder was he old? It says, two-time World Series winner and two-time batting champion whose dangerous exploits at the plate earned him the nickname Cobra. He died Saturday after a long battle with Parkinson's, just 1 month before he was to be inducted. Well, I guess it sucks to be you. That's just, oh, he was 74, so, oh, he was left-handed too. There are a lot of those guys. Yeah. Okay, Goldie Hawn's furious response to Kate Hudson's difficult childhood situation with mom and dad Bill Hudson. I didn't read to see what it was all about. I just kind of thought that would be an interesting. Wow, she's looking old. She can't be much more than.
300.
Oh, she is 46. Yeah, I was going to say 45. She can't be much. She's not aging well. Her mother aged well, though. Goldie, 79, Bill, 75, were married from 1976 to 1982. Bill Hudson was one of the Hudson brothers. I don't know if you remember Hudson brothers. But, welcoming children Kate and Oliver Hudson while together. For over 4 decades, Goldie has been in a relationship with Kurt Russell, known as Pa by Kate, and Oliver. And it says here, during an appearance at a live panel for a podcast awards chatter, Kate shared with the Newport Beach TV Fest that when preparing to make her debut as an actress on screen, she faced with a particularly precarious situation involving her famous parents. While the star began acting at 17 at Santa Monica Playhouse, her screen debut was in 1996 episode of teen drama Party of Five when she was only 17. Before that role, she was offered a small role in an unnamed project. And it came with a big ask, though. Had I gotten this part that they wanted me to basically divorce my parents so that I could work as an adult. Wow, that's interesting. Since she was 17. Goldie in particular was not having it. My mom was like, no, never happening. The Running Point star recalled, but then I got the Party of Five and it was so great. Was that it? Oh, here we go. I was going to say, that's really boring. Kate's career picked up a bit, making her 1998 film debut in Desert Blue. In 2000, she achieved her break with Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous. Oh, I remember that movie. That was a good movie. Making her a household name and winning a Golden Globe, earning her first and to date only Academy Award nomination. While the mom of three's relationship with her biological dad, Bill, may be strained, in present day, she and Goldie couldn't be closer. The entire Hawn, Hudson, Russell family shared a bit of a tight bond, with the majority of them venturing into the present world of entertainment. Well, that's, I was expecting some good stuff out of that. That kind of disappointed me. Well, I wanted her to, I thought she was going to say, and she wanted to leave her current husband for Classy Mike Trash. All right. I've got 10 Oscar-winning films set or shot in Pennsylvania. Have any guesses?
Oh, there you go.
Huh?
There you go.
Do you have any guesses?
Oh, I really don't know. I know multiple had a couple. Well, here, I'll go for it.
No. Don't do that. You're cheating.
I can do anything.
Well, you shouldn't tell me you're going to do it then. I'll just see you reading the screen saying that, oh, you're cheating. Okay, I'll tell you one of which is easy. Rocky. Yeah.
I can see that.
Tell you another one that's easy. Philadelphia.
That's 10.
Huh?
That's 10. That little boy with some dead people.
Oh, I don't know if that one was or not. Oh shoot, now it's not going to let me freaking do this. Why is it going to do this to me?
The Deer Hunter was partially filmed in PA.
You're cheating. I got it right here. You don't need to look them up. I got it right here.
The only one that can do this.
Yeah, but this is the idea. The idea was the question, do you know any, and not cheat, not, can you look up? I already know the answers. The answers are right here. The answers are right here on your screen. If you look at the screen of mine that's on yours, you will have the answers.
I'm making my own up.
I see that. Okay, Silence of the Lamb was made in Pittsburgh. Huh?
Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, just follow me. Just follow my lead. Don't make your own stuff up.
Fine. I'll just sit here and act stupid.
Well, I mean, you can add once I get through all of mine, but no reason for us both to say the same thing. Silence of the Lambs was one. The Deer Hunter in 1978. I didn't even know that was in Pennsylvania. Then we got Rocky in 1976. We got Philadelphia, which I told you. Did you ever see Silver Linings Playbook?
No.
That was a one that was done independently. It wasn't done by a big studio. It's actually pretty good. It had Jennifer Lawrence and it had what's his name? Bradley Cooper was in that. That was a pretty good movie. And that was made in Pennsylvania. Fences, that was a good movie too. That was made in Pittsburgh. And it actually, I'm surprised about that, but I shouldn't be, but I didn't know that was in Pennsylvania. That was a good movie. Then Girl Interrupted, that was a movie with Batman. Ben Affleck. He wasn't Batman in that, but it was Ben Affleck. That was a good movie. It was very controversial, but it was a very big movie at the time, 1999. Witness. That was done by I can't think of his name. Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That was 1985. Wonder Boys in 2000. I don't think I saw that one, but it was supposed to be pretty good. So now, if you have others you want to say, you can say others within this point. So we're not saying the same ones.
You remember The Office?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a music, but it was great.
Well, that was the next thing I was talking about movies. Yes, it was. Actually, they're redoing that, right?
The Office?
Yeah, they're coming out with a sequel, kind of.
That would be fun. I'd like to watch that over again.
Famous neighbors, 7 celebrities who own houses in Pennsylvania. These, you might know some of these. I mean, you'll know everybody, but you may not realize. He is one person. Why is this? Oh, I have my mouse on. Would you stop doing that? It's changing the size. Bradley Cooper has a house in Pennsylvania. Wiz Khalifa has a house in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh. Smokey Robinson has a house in Los Angeles, but he also has a house in Cranberry, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh. It's out by Pittsburgh. Patti LaBelle. She has a place in where's that? That's says Wynwood. That's near Philly.
Okay.
Bam Margera. Did you ever watch oh shoot, what's the name? The stupid guys that do all those stunts.
Jackass?
Huh?
Jackass?
Yeah, he lives in Pennsylvania.
We got one right. Okay.
Bradley Cooper lives in New Hope, which is about 3 hours away. I don't know who Zayn Malik is, but I don't know if it's even. I guess that's a guy. And then I don't know who the Haddad family is either. Anyway, those are all people that have houses in Pennsylvania. And that is the end of my celebrity stuff. Oh, okay, we still got time. Okay, now I'll talk about my escapade. Well, we all know I live in Pennsylvania part-time. When I'm not hobnobbing with the LA people and the New York people. That's understood. That's everyone knows that. It's common knowledge. My address is everywhere since I've been scammed. So, okay. So my story for where I was last week. I was in Orlando last week, but the story starts before Orlando when I left here right after the show, shortly after the show, and I drove all night. I like driving at night because a lot of the times when I drive at night, I don't see a lot of traffic, and that's basically what happened with this night as well. I don't see the traffic till the morning. when I actually got to South Carolina, then I saw a lot of traffic, but it wasn't real bad. But I got down there and I saw Rich around. I think I got there around 10 because I had to stop to charge. It's 3 charging stations to his house. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I actually went fairly. I really took my time on the way down because I decided I don't want any tickets. And so I went down there, and when I got down there, it was very hot, very, very hot, and he was in the workshop working on a guitar, and we sat in the workshop and we talked about business first, and then we talked about other stuff too, and he showed me what he was working on, and looked like he had some pretty nice stuff there. A lot of guitars that he made a little while ago that haven't sold, which we can't understand why they didn't sell, other than people just aren't buying stuff right now. But he showed me the one guitar, which I have in the car yet. I didn't even take it out of the car yet. It's a black. Actually, do I have it on? I don't think my.
The pictures that you took?
Yeah, well, I don't think I have them here. So I can't.
I found it and you couldn't see it.
Yeah. I wish I would have the pictures uploaded. I don't think they're uploaded though. Let me take a look and see if it uploaded itself, because it may have uploaded.
Okay.
I did put them on my computer, so it might have uploaded. I don't think it did though. Let's see. Photos. No, that's really good pictures there. Why aren't they showing? There's the stone face. Where's the? It doesn't seem to have. No, it didn't upload them yet. I'll show them next week. But it was really interesting. The guitars the one guitar that I bought, we had bought a guitar and an amp from a guy, and I don't know, I probably put 150 or so into the guitar, and we sold it and traded it and all that stuff, and we still had that guitar left. And Rich said he lowered the price. He said they're selling them all day long for $300, and I had like 150 into it. He said, I lowered this price to $200 and nobody would buy it.
Wow.
And I said, wow, that's really weird. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you $50 for it because I already have 150 into it. And he said, no. He said, just give me 25 because the other 25 would have been my profit. The 125 would be his profit. So just give me 25. I said, okay, I'll give you 25. So I got that guitar for $25. Kind of like really actually at 175, but still, it's a nice looking guitar. It's a flat black, and I have an idea of who will sell it to, but it looks like it's pretty good. I might see if Steve is interested in it. That's what I was thinking. But it's a nice little guitar, and actually, it looks really really good too. I mean, it really it was taken good care of. So I really want to see what happens and see. Hey, Tina, good to see you. So anyway, I got that guitar, and then we left there. Well, we went and we talked business and stuff and all that while I was there, and then his girlfriend then made us dinner. Or not his girlfriend, his wife, I guess, because I was his best man. So anyway, so I went there, and it was we had she made me chicken and asparagus. Would you believe I ate asparagus? And
I just can't believe it. I'm surprised they didn't serve beef stew.
didn't what?
Beef stew. At least they didn't serve any beef stew.
No, there was no beef stew. I had some. I didn't eat it.
No.
But I didn't eat like anything prior to that, so I was really hungry by then. And then they had this. So they live in this nice little trailer, and it's in a little trailer park, and with the shop is just outside of that. And it was really hot that day, and I walked in that house, and it was so cold in that house. It was like coming into this house where it's really cold in this house. Well, it was so cold, I was actually cold, and I woke up with a sore throat too. So, but anyway, my bed was a love seat. Now I'm 6'2", and a 6'2" man laying in a love seat, it is not comfortable. It is far from comfortable. Half of my body fits in a love seat. The other half of the body, I'm stuck in that love seat the wrong way. But it was really. I actually was so tired though. I fell asleep. We went to bed early. Rich's wife has to work at 4 in the morning. I has to get up at 4 in the morning. So she went to bed. It was like 6 when she went to bed. And I was so tired, I decided I was going to try to sleep. And I didn't sleep right away, but when I did go out, I just barely remember her leaving. and I don't even know if his daughter was there when we left. She might have left too, and I didn't even notice it. I was so out of it. I got up around 8 in the morning. So I slept from 6 till 8 in the morning, more or less.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was so out of it. And then we got up and we went out to a restaurant and had some eggs and stuff, and we talked a little. And did you know that Speedway is the same as 7-Eleven?
Speedway?
Speedway, yeah.
No.
That is
All I
7-Eleven.
remember, the one thing that I remember from down south was Piggly Wiggly.
Well, we have Speedways around here too. I didn't realize they are 7-Eleven. So there's 7-Elevens and there's Speedways, but they're actually the same. I looked inside. We went in there and I thought, oh, this is weird. This looks like a 7-Eleven. And then they have a stand that's called 7-Eleven with all the 7-Eleven stuff in it too. It has big gulps and stuff. I thought, oh, this is 7-Eleven, just with a Speedway name. I thought that was weird. So then after we did that, we went back to his house and it got really really hot, and then all of a sudden it just downpoured like really hard, and then after that he was going to play, and I decided I was going to leave early and head down to my hotel because I wanted to discuss them this little resort fee that they were charging, because I didn't understand the resort fee, because I paid $35 a night, and I thought, well, that's a good deal. For 3 nights there, get away with just barely $100, and I thought that was a good deal until the resort fees and the other fee that they had on top of that. So I went in and talked to them. I said, I don't understand what happened here. Why are we being charged? Why am I being charged almost the same amount as I originally paid? And she said, well, it's on when you signed up with an Airbnb, it had resort fees. Maybe you had it. Well, I think they really need to tell you that the resort fee is this much ahead of time, because I was not happy about it at all. Anyway, when she said that, I thought, well, I'm not going to fight this. I'm too tired. I'm just going to, because it was another 9 hours to get to there. It was 9 hours to get to Rich's, then 9 hours to get to Orlando. And so I just thought, I'm not going to fight this. I'll fight it when I get back home and I make my review to the Airbnb people. Anyway, so then I thought, okay, I'm not going to fight it. I took my stuff. I found a room, or they gave me a room right by the pool, and I thought, oh, that's kind of nice. And I'm slowly dragging my stuff into this place. And when I went to open the door was already open. I thought it was weird, because all I had to do was push the door and it opened. Well, I should have realized then and there that this was not going to be an easy ride. So I go in the room, and I saw 2 beds, like it was supposed to, and I looked around, just briefly looked around, thought, oh, this isn't too bad for the money. I guess this is okay. So I dragged the rest of my stuff in, and it was cold. They had it turned really, really cold in there. And I looked around, and I said, okay, there's a bathroom. That's a good thing. There's an area like a mirror, a big area with a mirror and stuff. It looks okay. This isn't bad for the money, and even if I paid a little more money, it was okay. Until I found out the rest of the stuff, which was, first off, I opened up the closet, and I noticed there were 2 doors and 1 knob. There was a knob missing on the door. Okay, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to complain about that. So I went to the drawers. There was 1 knob on the drawer, and there were 2 drawers. I thought, okay, so I'm seeing a pattern here. And then only the Old Testament. That's when it was built. That's when the place was built. And then, okay, so then I started looking around. I thought, okay, they left 2 bottles of water, and there was a little coffee maker. I thought that was kind of cool. So I started feeling a little better about things. And then I went to turn the air conditioner down, and I see a metal rusty plate on the floor. And then it made me look at the door, which was all rusty on the bottom and on the sides. And then there was a gap in the door about that far that you could see out the door with it being closed. And well, they can look at me all they want. I mean, as long as they pay me. Anyway, so then I said, I'm too tired to worry about this. I'm going to sleep. I went to sleep. Got up the next day. Went to take a shower. There was no hot water at all. 0 hot water. I mean, if there was 0 hot water. So I thought, okay, well, I got to get myself going because I got to be there at 9. You have to deal with this. So I took a shower and washed my hair and everything with cold water. And that's when I started waking up and realizing this is not a good place after all. I turned on the TV. They had satellite TV, and they had about maybe 7 channels that were all stupid channels. And I was hoping that, and I hooked up the internet, and they had their own internet service. It was horrible. It was like really bad, slow internet the first night. The second night, no internet. And the third night, slow internet. So I saw a pattern here. And I wasn't gonna, it's like I believe in live and let live, and that's fine. I'll get through it. But they did charge me that extra resort fee, and that really pissed me off. And
What was per day?
per day.
I don't think that's a reward fee. It was a per day.
Per day. So my $35 became like $65, $70 a day, which still is cheap, but still it's not as cheap as I had budgeted. I had budgeted $35 plus little incidentals. And so, I end up, welcome to what Marcia and I got every time we travel, frickin' issues, much like Jersey. Yeah, I mean, the only worse, well, this one was worse than Jersey, because Jersey at least had hot water. No hot water is no good. And the fact that the room was all rusty, the door was rusty and all that stuff. Then I started looking at the carpet, and I realized they probably didn't vacuum either. And I didn't have anybody come and empty my garbage the whole time I was there.
The thing is, though, is that if that happened to me, I'd have to walk out. I just couldn't just go.
Where was I going to go?
Well, I mean, there hasn't been other places to go.
And then I already paid the fee to stay there. So,
I mean, at least I would have made a little bit of noise.
But I did. So when I left there, I didn't even stay the last night. I started driving home Saturday night, because I figured I'm not going to stay here. I might as well just go home and enjoy my hot water when I get home and stuff like that. Yes, unlimited. So I started my drive home, and I made it home eventually. And so I thought about it. I thought, well, okay, should I leave them a bad review or not? And I thought, well, I hate to leave bad reviews. I have never left a bad review. And then they sent me a message, it's time to leave a review. And I thought, oh, you're asking for trouble. And I thought, I don't know, I'm going to be nice. And then they sent me a message saying, you were such a great customer. We sent you a 5-star review, and we really appreciate it if you left us a review. And I thought, are they crazy? They'd be better off that I didn't leave them a review. So I was debating that whole thing. I said, I'm going to read what other people have said, because I can't be the only one. All right, I couldn't have been that bad, that unlucky to be the only one with a bad room. So I started reading it, and review after review after review, people were saying how it was the worst vacation of their life. And then there were a couple of people that said, this was the greatest place. I would be glad to come back. I'm sure that those were people that weren't real. because
there were the people that they paid to say that.
Yeah, I'm thinking. And I said, I decided, I started, I'm going to tell you here's what I wrote. And this sounds like me, so you know this, I wrote this. And AI didn't write this, I wrote this. I wrote the first 3 words in all caps. I never complain about a stay, but by far this was the worst Airbnb I've ever stayed at. I couldn't justify staying the last night. I left as soon as my meetings were over. The place was unclean, and there was a rusty metal plate on the floor next to the AC. The carpet didn't look clean. The sheets didn't look clean. They didn't empty the garbage cans or even enter my room, but I don't think that Airbnbs that should have been, or they should have done that either way, to be fair. There was bad internet on the first and third day, and there was no internet on the second day. I used my hotspot. The cabinets were missing knobs. The resort fees were ridiculous. When I said I didn't realize there were resort fees, they said it was listed on their page. What did that get me? I didn't get to use the pool. I barely used the room. In short, it wasn't a resort. Maybe a last resort in my eyes. Wish I could leave a good comment. This is the first time I left a bad comment. And then I ran out of words. I ran out of space to put more. So I left it like that. Huh? I like my ending. In short, it wasn't a resort. Maybe a last resort. So that was my stay. Now, my actual photo shoot was really good. The first day we had an acting class and stuff. That was kind of interesting. It showed me how little my associates know about acting. What we had to do was we were all assigned this one line. I can't believe this really happened to me. That's the only line that we had to know, okay? And then we had to do it six different ways. First time we had to do it like you would just do that line. Then you had to do it when you were angry. Then you had to do it when you were happy. And all these emotions, just using the same line. And some people did the same thing every time. And I'm like, are you serious? That's all you got? I mean, really? And I went and I did like the stuff I've been taught the past year or so with this new teacher. And I had people applauding. Yeah, people were applauding my acting on that one line. And then people started following me once they realized that I was doing it pretty good. They started doing better. But each person, there were so many bad actors. The one guy was the same guy that was in New York that Thomas G. Waits, when he was teaching us, would talk to him and he'd say, I don't know what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying. Would you open your mouth and talk? Because the guy would be like mumbling. Huh? Yeah. Well, that mumble guy was there again, and he wanted to pair up with me to do this exercise. I'm like, please, no. Well, I only had to pair up with him once, and I was thankful for that. But he would talk to me, and I didn't know what he was saying. He would be like, he actually wrote something to me before we went, saying, hey, I've been taking stunt classes. Do you want to play fight when we get at the VIP meeting? I said, no. Because come on, we could not tell anyone what we're doing, and we could play fight. I said, no, thank you. I said, have you, where'd you learn? He said, I went to stunt school. I don't know. I said no, because our fighting is different. The fighting that you do and the fighting that, huh?
Did he get a lightsaber from Star Wars?
All I know is I didn't want to do. Anyway, so he was one of the people that did the same thing every time. His character that he wanted to play, we had to pick a character of what we would play. I was playing a businessman because I figured that's an easy one. He played a serial killer. Perfect casting for him. Perfect. He was, and so we had different walks for, actually the same walk for 3 of the things, but because they wanted you to have that walk for that character too. So when I was confident, I walked one way. When I was upset, I walked another way. When I was, despaired, whatever it was, whatever the emotion was, each time I had a different walk. But he had the same walk for all of them, and he wanted to be a serial killer. So I mean,
you didn't have your wind your road, so I don't know how you even cope with all that.
You just kind of laugh at it. You're like, I mean, I could have coached him on how to be the winder killer, and That would have been my. But I didn't have any lines in that, so I should have said, "Just be quiet. Be a killer. Be quiet." Here, let me give you a pencil.
You remember that when we did one of this where I tried to kill you with fucking car? We were by the front door, and you were looking at the front door, and I.
Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah. That was when I was a serial killed.
Yeah.
But that was really not fun at all working with him. And I mean, he wants to be my friend, and I don't really need to be his friend. She has. Let's see. I know who you speak of. She has. Oh wait, open your mouth. Yeah, because Christine was there. We were like. Whenever he would talk, you can't figure out what he's saying because he just never opened his mouth enough to let the words out or something. And she has no anger. And he dropped the F-bomb. Yeah. Thomas G. Waits, who's teaching, actually dropped the F-bomb when he was talking to that guy because he wouldn't talk. The guy got up and did a monologue. We couldn't understand what he was. What was the monologue about? Because we couldn't understand what he was saying. And this guy wants to be an actor, and you can't understand what he's saying. It's just.
Well, he just thinks, he's playing mafia, and he just is going to go for everything he says.
I have no idea. I just think that I was so bummed that he kept trying to be my friend because I don't want anything. I mean, I guess if he's my friend, he's not going to kill me. So maybe that's a safest place to be. So then the next day I had my photo shoot on Saturday, and so we, I got there at 10. I was supposed to be there at 10. I got there a little bit before 10, and when I was there, it was wait, before I got there Friday night. Alicia's husband was there, or boyfriend, or whatever he is, and he had a guitar for sale. He had a bass for sale, and he goes, "Yeah, I got this bass for sale. It's like $65. I'd like for it." And I said, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "Yeah, some guy wants to buy it from me." I said, "Oh, that's neat." He goes, "But he hasn't been around. I can't find him." I said, "Oh, well, let me know." He goes, "Why, you want to buy it?" I said, "What do you got?" I mean, he showed it to me, and it's a Gibson, and it's neat because the neck has like this little banana end on it. It was pretty cool, and I said I'd buy it for $65. I'd buy it, and it was missing a string, and it's in decent shape. Anyway, he said it buzzes on one of the strings, which I could have that adjusted, but I bought it. So that was my second guitar that I bought the weekend. And then what happened next? It was then the next day for my photo shoot, I looked around and I got my stuff together. Colby wasn't there, so we had Fuji. This guy Fuji was the guy that was in charge of running the thing. And Fuji, I met him before, just like briefly, but I actually bonded with the guy. He was actually pretty cool when I sat down and talked to him and stuff. And I said what I wanted to do about the stuff that I wanted to take pictures in the one look being the Mike Trash brand. And he was all for it. He loved it. And Michael, the owner of VIP, he also loved the idea. So I got it approved and got it. So I had 3 official looks and then the Mike Trash look. And that was fun. I got the black suit with the white shirt, and I thought it looked pretty good. And then I got the blue suit with the the black suit had the blue shirt, and the blue suit had the white shirt.
White shirt.
Yeah, and they were kind of cool. They were nice.
The mid green shirt.
The mint green. They tried to set me outside. I didn't want to go outside. And I said, all right, well, if you're going to take me outside, I'll go outside for one look. Because I said I have to do the fourth look inside because I'm, had the special photographer for that. And they put me outside, and it was a horrible shoot. I didn't like it outside at all because it was super hot outside. I looked real fat in the shoot, and because they had me sitting down and laying down and stuff like that, I would have rather stood up. But what they didn't show me was that one of the rooms that they converted the garage into a game room, and I would have taken shots over there. That would have been cool. They had like this giant Galaga game. It was a Galaga game, and it was a Pac-Man game, and it was a stand-up game. It was actually pretty cool. It was like a giant screen and stuff. I would like that. I would have liked to do it there. And then they had the walls were like graffiti painted, but they kind of looked cool the way they did it. And I didn't see that till after my shoot was over. I would have said, "Hey, let's do it over there instead," because I like that. But anyway, the next. So I did the shoot, and then I did the Mike Trash guitar, and then I did the belt and the wrestling gear. Actually, I did the wrestling stuff first, then I did the guitar stuff, and they came out pretty good. You saw the pictures of those; they're pretty cool. And then after that, I left and came back because they were having dinner for us. So I got a tour of the house, which was really nice. Had like 9 bedrooms and 13 bathrooms, and it had a movie room. It had a table soccer. It had a bunch of really cool things upstairs that really actually was pretty cool. It's a gated community, by the way. I don't know. I don't know if it had hot water or not. I don't know. For that, they probably had to buy extra for the hot water. It was a gated community. You had to have a passcode on your phone and stick it under the scanner, and it would let you in. That was kind of cool. And then they had then they had dinner and I was in the movie room with a couple of the other actors and stuff, and I said, "Hey, anybody want to watch my pilot?" They said, "Oh, we'd love to see the pilot." So I played it in that movie room because I linked my phone to their projector, and I played it in front of a couple people, and everybody liked it. And the one girl, Leilani, posted a little clip, just a small clip on the Instagram and on Facebook and stuff of watching the thing and saying how much she liked it and stuff. That was cool. And then that night we had dinner. And while we had dinner, they had the wrestling from Saudi Arabia was on. So I played that. I only saw part of it because I wanted to get out of there after I was tired and I wanted to get going. I wanted to get back to my cold shower. But actually, like I said, at that point, I decided I was going to leave when I got back to the room. So I packed my stuff up and headed home. So then I took the journey, and it was a little harder on the way back because I hadn't slept in quite a while and I was going the whole distance. But it was pretty good driving up until I got to Maryland. Then I was stuck in stop and go traffic. It was horrible in Maryland. But after I got past Maryland, once I got to PA, it was good. So, but here's the other weird thing. The other weird thing is that here at home, I can't get my email on my phone. When I was in Florida and when I was in South Carolina, I had my email on my phone. So that tells me there's something wrong with Xfinity up here that I'm not getting it on my phone up here. Because it gives me weird messages all the time. So, I don't know. Anyway. What are you doing?
He's trying here.
Yeah, well, you're on the show. You should be paying attention to me, not the
Well,
dog.
I'm sorry, but that's not my voice.
Well, so am I.
Yeah, I'm not going to have that's my voice. I haven't seen my dog all day.
Oh, you haven't seen me yet.
I know. You're in the basement.
I'm in the studio.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. You have to be professional.
Anyway, so that's my story from that. Overall it was a good experience, but it wasn't a good experience at my hotel room. So I made sure that everyone knew that at that hotel that I was unhappy. And there were a lot of people who were unhappy. It was funny because the one person even said that the pool was in bad shape, and the pool looked like I didn't go over to the pool. The pool was right across from me, but the pool looked like it was in decent shape. But I think that was probably the cleanest part of the place was the pool.
Well, Corey, you don't kill anything.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So how about the news from? Let's see here. So. Okay. A girl falls overboard on the fourth deck of a Disney cruise ship.
Oh.
She fell overboard. That's cool. I bet that water was cold. As Dad dives into the water in a desperate bid to save her. Girl fell overboard at the Disney cruise vessel, prompting her dad to jump into the water after her. It happened, Disney Dream Ship was returning back to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, June 29th, so that was just last week. I couldn't even imagine, like, how do you fall out of how do you do that? You have to, like, jump. I can't imagine someone falling over the rail, because those rails are not really that small, that short.
Well, that's just like, what do they say, natural selection for people that stupid.
That's the Darwinism theory. The ship was heading back to Florida as part of a 4-day trip to the Bahamas. Kevin Fioruda, a passenger on board of the vessel, which can carry 3,500 travelers, claimed the girl fell from the fourth deck of the ship. Now, I thought about doing the cruise ship thing for a job. I was thinking of singing on a cruise ship, but I thought, man, I don't want to be away for 6 months. That's a long time. They pay good money, though. So anyway, it says that the Fioruda revealed passengers heard the man overboard alarm on the ship's loudspeaker. He later shared a picture from the fourth deck showing where the girl fell. Fellow passenger Dwayne Smith said that the crew jumped into the action ASAP. Lots of praying folks on the ship. Both the little girl and her dad were both successfully rescued. The dad was reportedly treading water for about 20 minutes in a desperate bid to keep his daughter afloat. They both lived. The Disney cruise officials told the news that the two people were rescued from the water swiftly. We commend our crew members for their exceptional skills. Huh? What?
20 minutes is not quick.
Well, 20 minutes is a long time when you're treading water, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes time to get the boats out and to clean them up and wipe them down and then put them in the water. And then you got to grab the life preservers, and then you got to get some water just in case they're thirsty, and blankets and stuff like that. By then, you're probably talking 30, 40 minutes, Then you got to lower the boat down from the ship and try not to hit them on the head on the way down. Then you got to get the elevator to take the crew down so they can get in the ship. We're committed to the safety and the well-being of our guests, and in this incident highlights the effectiveness of our safety protocols. The safety protocols. How did she jump off the ship in the first place? That's the thing I want to know. Footage shared on TikTok shows the yellow rescue boat being lifted up to the ship, and the father and daughter were rescued. I'm glad they both made it out alive, but man, that's got to be scary. The ship has plexiglass barriers, so it remains unknown how the girl went overboard. Maybe she's a ghost. She went right through it. She was walking and then slipped and then fell down. I don't know. That's just crazy. Cost $900 million to build it in 2010. It has 14 decks. And it's got 12...
I can't imagine that she just like splashed against something on the ship. I mean, she has to be protecting herself.
I'm surprised that they actually were able to find her, because if the ship is moving and she fell off, so she would have been way back here, and probably the water would have dragged her under the ship.
Mm-hmm.
She's lucky to be alive. I don't know how old she was, because it doesn't say. It doesn't give an age of her. But and the father, the fact that he jumped in, my kid falls off. Adios. That's one tax write-off I'm not going to get. Now, if my dog falls in, I'm going to get in there and save him. But that's beside the point. No. It depends which dog. I don't know. He wouldn't let me write the show tonight, so I'm not sure. I kept trying to write the show, and he kept like moving around, so I couldn't use him as a keyboard stand. So. And it also said it says the ship can reach top speeds. How fast do you think that ship can run?
I think that it was 25 miles an hour.
Okay.
With your big blue arrow.
Hey, don't you talk about my big blue arrow. In December, a man 51 traveling on board a Norwegian cruise line went overboard. A frantic search was launched before it was abandoned after officials couldn't find him. The vessel was in the middle of the Caribbean, and having left the Port Canaveral on December 22nd, and the man vanished without any trace after falling overboard of the Ruby Princess cruise ship. I don't know. That is a fear of mine, is like going out in the middle of nowhere and having like either running out of fuel or having some kind of hole in the boat and it sinking slowly, and Titanicing. I just couldn't imagine. It's one thing that scares me is if I can't get away. You're not going to go anywhere. No, if someone were to hijack that ship, you're stuck. You got Somalians attacking that ship, you're stuck. I'm your captain now. Oh man, that. At least that had a happy ending. That kid was saved and stuff, and the father deserves to be fined for jumping overboard. But Anyway, what was the other one? Okay, then we got something really. I'm going to say that for next week, because that's something Doug would be interested in. Was knowing that Americans save a record 7.7% of their paychecks for retirement. That's kind of new. People are actually thinking of their future now, and they're trying to save for retirement. That's kind of good. And then, how about this? How would you like to see? Did you ever see the new robots that Elon Musk's company have? The robots that are doing tasks. Robot soccer match. Now, I don't care too much for soccer, but I'd like to see that. How would you like to see a fully autonomous robot soccer match? I think we're going to see it. Right there. Look.
that's cool.
Except they're really slow. They couldn't keep up with the Americans. Oh, missed the soccer ball altogether. So, I mean, they're there. We're getting there. Autonomous cars didn't do that well at the very beginning either. So, I mean, this is a step in the right direction, but they've got a long way to go before they're going to be competitive. And then people are going to be complaining because they're, they're not human and all that. But it's kind of, I kind of think it's kind of cool. I mean, they are trying. They're getting there. They're a step in the right direction.
But are they male robots or are they female robots? And if they are, which one are actually claimed as the male robots are stronger than the female robots?
I think they're female robots because they don't know how to play. If they were male robots, they'd be running all over the track. They're afraid they're going to break a nail, so they're just going slow and they're missing it and everything. That's right. Yep. And if it was a manicure, they wouldn't be robots. All right. The next thing I have. They're going to have a robotic games, World Humanoid Robot Games coming up in mid-August. I'm fascinated by it because robots have come a long way. They still have a long way to go, but like I said, when Elon started talking about autonomous cars, I mean, I bought my first car from him in 2018, and that had self-driving, but it wasn't self-driving. It was more like adaptive cruise control. Like it didn't do self-driving. Like if you took say you were going 60 and then you were while using it, and then you wanted to get off the next exit, it was going to stay at 60. And because I almost ran off the road when it went off because I said, I think it's going to slow down, and it didn't slow down. Now you see it now, and it's pretty good. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what's going on with it. The mega bill advances to the Senate. Senate Republicans voted 51-49 to open debate on President Donald Trump's tax and spending bill on Saturday night. This is that big bill that everyone's afraid of. That the Democrats are saying it's all to make the rich richer and all to make the poor poorer. I don't think that's what it is, but it's a 940-page bill, and it's going to be read out loud in its entirety, a process that took approximately 16 hours before the debate could even be set up. A vote is expected as early as today, following a vote-a-rama, which potentially will, we're talking about a lot of amendments and stuff like that, and he hopes to sign the bill by the 4th. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We're going to see.
Well, the thing is, when they make them big bills like that, they slide in all this weird crap.
Yes.
That is like nothing to do with the bill to begin with.
That's right.
And they like to stupid stuff through to
Yep.
Continue their agenda.
Yep, and that's what scares me. Funeral home owner who stashed 190 decomposing bodies in an abandoned building sent faked ashes to the families.
Oh, great.
I like, why would you do that? It's so weird. Twisted funeral owner who stashed 190 decomposing bodies in a bug-infested building, handing grieved families faked ashes, has been jailed for 20 years. John Halford, co-owner of the Return to Nature Funeral Home in southern Colorado, was sentenced in federal court on Friday. That's a good name, Return to Nature Funeral Home. We're not going to even burn your body. We're not going to even. we're just going to throw them in a building and give you some ashes from who knows where, from a cigar or something.
That's why I went to watching that body.
I mean, I can't even imagine. Why wouldn't you just follow the rules? I mean, we're talking about a major thing there if you're talking about giving someone ashes and stuff. It says a 44-year-old pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud over a gruesome scheme that shocked the nation. He admitted fleecing clients and siphoning nearly $900,000 in COVID-19 relief funds meant for struggling businesses, splurging the cash on luxury shopping sprees, laser body sculpting, flashing cars, and cryptocurrency. His sentence is 5 years more than the prosecutors requested and double what his lawyer pushed for. I'm so deeply sorry for my actions, he told the judge. I still hate myself for what I've done. He added that he opened the funeral home hoping to make a positive impact in people's lives, but admitted then everything got completely out of control, especially me. Bodies piled up like lumber. Could you imagine? I mean, why can't you just do the business like you promised? If you had $900,000 in cash, why wouldn't you just do the business?
I just can't believe he had body laser sculpture. He's going to throw in prison.
That's what you picked out of all that? Was it? Oh, well, at least he had body sculpture, so he's going to look good. Oh, you're sick. Halford and his wife co-owned the funeral home, are accused of running the grisly scam between 2019 and 2023. They were only in business 4 years, and they're, oh man. Investigators were first alerted. Well, yeah, that's a good question. How would they be found? How did they figure it out? Well, because you can't really check. It's like all they're getting is ashes. They were alerted in October of last year when neighbors in Penrose, a tiny town 2 hours south of Denver, complained of a foul stench. Cops turned up to a stomach-chumming discovery. So they put 150 bodies stacked up. I couldn't even do that. I can't be that close to a dead person to begin with, but that many dead people, I don't want to. 150. And I remember it cost me, I want to say $3,000 to do actually get the ashes done. So why didn't they just do it? Rather than, I mean, how much were they charging is the first question. And why didn't they? I mean, I don't, some courses have been left for years, including the body of Colton Sperry's grandmother, who died in 2019. In a court, the young boy tearfully told the judge he fell into a deep depression when he found out. When his parents at the time, he told his parents at the time, if I die, I could meet my grandma in heaven and talk to her again. His father later rushed him to the hospital for a mental health check, which led to therapy and an emotional support dog. Another victim, Derek Johnson, traveled nearly 3,000 miles to tell the court how his mother was thrown into a festering sea of death. If I lie awake wondering, was she naked? Was she stacked on top like lumber? When bodies rotted in secret, the Halfords lived, they laughed, and they dined. My mom's cremation money likely helped pay for a cocktail a day at the spa and the first class flight. The two families even buried the wrong bodies after being sent urns of worthless dust. Devastating relatives who said it destroyed their ability to properly grieve. I just can't. I don't understand. I can't understand how they think they get away with it too. I mean, at least if you put them in like plastic bags, it may not stink or something. Get some of those sealable baggies that you use for sandwiches. Make them big enough for a body so you don't lose. That could be your advertising. We can put your parents' body in this special bag and it won't stink in a couple of years when they find out. Oh man. Oh, it says here the federal prosecutors revealed the Halfords drained the pandemic aid and clients' money to bankroll their lavish lifestyle. They splashed out on a GMC Yukon and an Infinity worth of over 120,000 combined. Oh, geez, that's nothing. My Tesla costs more than that. Snapped up a Gucci and a Tiffany jewelry, spent 31,000 on cryptocurrency, and paid for laser body sculpting treatments. The sentencing also included an order for John Halford to pay more than $1 million in restitution, with 193,000 to be divided among the victims of the families, and the rest to the Small Business Administration.
Oh my gosh.
It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I mean, that's something that you got to be really low if you're going to cheat people for death. You know, 191 cases of corpse abuse. They only got 20 years though. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good deal. 20 years for 200 people. That's less than that's like not even a year a person.
Oh God. That's wrong.
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong business. Maybe I should start a different business.
Why am I doing that? Because I could just go out and tell people you're cleaning your family member. Oh God.
Oh, here's another one. Missing woman found stuffed in a metal box that was seen in the back of her husband's pickup truck. He really wanted to be with her so much that he killed her and then stuffed her into the box, and he carries her everywhere he goes. Oh man, these people are so. That's just really sick.
Oh God. Oh. That's not right.
Wow. Well, you know what? That might be a good time to quit. Let's see if I can find a happy story to quit on. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can find a happy story. There's got to be a happy story in here. No, that's not one. That's not one either. The legality of car sleeping. Oh, maybe I need to know that. I could have used that this past week. I could have slept in my car. I would have running water in my car. We did this one last week, I think. We did the Galapagos tortoise.
The Galapagos tortoise?
Yeah, Galapagos tortoise celebrates his 131st birthday and his first Father's Day at the zoo in Miami. That was last week. Geez, I don't have any good positive stories here. That's unusual. I usually have some in here. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm gonna have something good to end on. I don't want to end on a bad one. All right. Here's a positive story.
Okay.
It's called cysteine weight loss. Eliminating a single amino acid caused mice to lose 30% of their body weight in 1 week. Cysteine is found nearly in all foods, with the study showcasing its critical role in metabolic processes. So let's see. Here we go. Let's open this up here. That would be a positive thing, because if we figure out how to use cysteine in a good way, you could actually, save people from being overweight. About 40% of the U.S. population and 1 in 6 individuals worldwide have obesity, with incidence surging globally. Various dietary interventions, including carbohydrate, fat, and more recently amino acid restriction, have been explored to combat this epidemic. Here we investigate the removal of individual amino acids and the weight profiles of mice. We show that the conditional cysteine restriction resulted in the most substantial weight loss when compared to an essential amino acid restriction amounting to 30% within 1 week. how would you like to lose 30%? I think that's wrong. I think that would be wrong to do that in 1 week. But let's say in a year, if you lost 30% of your weight, that would be a good, if we could figure out a way to take that, and I'm sure that would be a more safe way of doing it than the way they did it with the mice. But the mice's body is a bit different, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But that would be kind of cool if they could do that with people safely. But it says here, the pioneering work of William C. Rose in 1937 revealed 9 essential amino acids: histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methanonine, or something like that, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Notably, cysteine is essential in animals with mutations in either cystathionine. These are really weird words that I can't even figure out. But they have these charts and all that stuff. But it talks about how the amino acid deprivation triggers the integrated stress response, ISR, through GCN2, which detects uncharged tRNAs and whatever that all is. But anyway, the bottom line is this could be a new way for us for people to lose weight without, it works in mice. It could only work in people. So that's a positive thing, and I think that would be really cool. It said that researchers fed mice the cysteine-free diet and genetically engineered the mice to be incapable of producing the amino acid. The combined interventions interrupted cells' ability to produce energy-carrying molecule. The interventions also triggered 2 separate stress responses, a phenomenon previously seen only in cancer cells. The mice burned fat rapidly in a failed effort to produce energy. The elimination of cysteine outperformed any of the 9 essential amino acids in achieving rapid weight loss. So there we go.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting. I mean, really, it would be something I'd be interested in knowing more about, but this is just the early stuff that they found out about it. So I just thought that was kind of cool. All right, well, on that, we will call it a day. And thank you for coming on the show.
No, thank you. I was figuring out where I was and put me in a box.
No, you always got to put Christine in a box, Oops, that's the wrong one. Nope, that's not the one I want. Stop. This one. There we go. Now I can't hear it. I can't hear it, though.
I can't hear it. Just to say we know what it sounds like.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da, we're still the one. We're still the one. We're still the one. Da-da-da-da-da. We're still having fun. And we're still the one. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
What if it's subscribe?
Huh?
Tell them to click and subscribe.
All right. I will talk to you guys next week, and I'll figure out what the problems with the sound were. We seem to have lost the sound again. I don't know why. It's weird. All right. I will talk to you later. And I will. I wish I would have faded this out, but we're not faded out now. So, all right. So, anyway, all right. Talk to you later.
Okay, good night.
Good night.